Hey there, hey, and welcome to the pod of Born to Be a Star. Yo, today is Monday. Another day and another opportunity for us to recognize our star powers and know that we can do anything that we set our mind to. Now, so much is going on in the world, and it's easy to get frustrated and just feel like, why the fuck do I even care? Or why bother? Or what is the point of any of this? I know we can all feel like that sometimes, or like, why do I bother? Like, my job's on my nerves, my living situation's on my nerves, I need a new car. Any of these things could be the reason why. But I gotta tell you that it's okay to have those feelings, to have those emotions. And it's important that we acknowledge our feelings and we just keep moving on with them. Not that we deny what we think or how we feel, but we acknowledge our feelings. Our reflection in the mirror is a reflection of the time that we've spent and how we've gotten to where we are in our journey in life. It's okay for the journey to take a shortcut or to take the long way around. Sometimes it takes longer to get to where we are than shorter. And that's okay. That's life. No one's saying one thing has to be one way and one thing has to be another. No one's saying that. I think you have to take a step back and recognize that you need to do your best, forget the rest. Yes, you can, and never give up, like John Cena says. That's his go-to line. You have to say all those things to yourself. And you have to live by those mantras, not just say them out loud, but actually live by them. The things that I say to you, never give up. The things that I say to you, this, that, focus, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you can. I don't say those things to just say them to you. I have to say them to myself. And so I'm not just advising you. I'm trying, like, while I'm advising the audience and everyone listening, I'm also advising myself, because it can feel like a lonely world. Getting up every day, going to work, dealing with your own thing every day, and not taking time for yourself. You can get lost in the mix of things. Not only can you get lost, but you can feel lost and you can feel lonely. That's why it's so important to be enthusiastic, to be positive, and to be happy, and to ensure that you're going the right way. Also, happiness can be contagious. So if you smile, you might open up someone else to smile with you. And I say, why not do that? Life is all about being happy and promoting happiness everywhere you can possibly see it. So I try to motivate that. Anyways, moving on from the fact that you're a star wherever you are, let's get to something that we need to talk about. Let's get to our favorite part of this podcast, or one of the favorite parts of the podcast, because there's many favorite parts of the podcast. Let's get to no media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed, because they lie to us anyway. So clearly the FBI is misusing their power in the United States with the Biden administration by going after past President Donald Trump. They didn't go there to get documents that some museum needed. That's not what the intent was there. They were going there because they don't have anything left with January 6th, and they were going there looking for documentation that Trump had as proof. The most alarming part of all this is the documentation was already reviewed by the FBI in prior months, and the documentation was locked in a safe that they advised him to lock it in with Secret Service. If, like I've said this in the last couple of podcasts, if they're going to go after Trump the way they are, but then the right can't go after left people in charge, then that's not equal. If this is supposed to be an equality-driven country that believes in equality and you get rights, then why are our rights being taken away from us? Why don't we have freedom of speech, freedom of actual speech. Why can't we go to the capital of the United States? Why can't we go to Washington and demand that they keep their words? Why can't we hold these people accountable? Why can't January 6th happen? Why is January 6th looked at as a problem? Why do they want to compare Hitler to Donald Trump? And if Hitler was compared to anything, I'd say Hitler is more comparable to Biden, right? You've got all these different things going on with all these different countries, and Hunter Biden is not helping anything. We need to be thinking differently. And if we're not thinking differently, then we have a problem. It can't just be that you're going to constantly go after Trump because you're scared he's going to beat you. That's not a fair game, right? You're just cheating to begin with. I don't like the idea that they don't want to give us a voice. Like, for a long time, I was scared of having different thoughts and disagreeing with Democrats. I don't agree with them. Then I thought I was progressive, but I'm not progressive because I don't agree with that either. I think what they're doing in China and Cuba and Venezuela and all these other countries where the government has full control of everything, I think that's a problem. I don't want to be compared to other people that don't have things that I've pursued and I've worked very hard for, and that's not fair to me. Like, if you want to have your own career, your own job, your own things that you've accomplished, then go out and do them. Why do you get the same treatment that I do or anyone else does that's college educated, and you're not college educated? See the problem there? That's what I'm talking about. Someone has to be held accountable for this, but they're not being held accountable. Instead, we're just lying about things, creating a country where people don't think they have to go to work. There's so many now hiring signs still, and I do think that the unemployment rate is far worse than the Biden administration is admitting. While I'm happy that Biden's saying he's going to forgive student loans, why isn't he forgiving all of my student loans? And if that's the case, what are you going to do about these shitty colleges that exist that aren't universities, like these online institutions that clearly lie and scheme and take money from people constantly? Like, that's what they do. What are you going to do to them? How are you going to fix this situation? How are you going to ensure that this doesn't happen again? And I'm not saying that they're not trying to do something, but either you're going to do student loan forgiveness for everyone completely, or what the fuck are we doing? That's what I'm saying. Like, why didn't you already forgive the student loans? And a lot of people are getting irritated about the student loans. But let's not also lie about the student loans. If you have student loans, then you might have to get 2 jobs to pay them off. Welcome to America. You might have to go to a college in state, so it's cheaper than going to a college out of state. Like, my husband went to a college in state because it was cheaper and smarter to do that than go out of state, and I did the same thing. Could I have gone to other colleges? Yes. Did I get accepted into other colleges? Yeah, I got accepted in. Did I go? No, because it's too much money. And at the end of this, you have to pay for that. So it's not as simple as, I want to go to this school and it's going to be fun. It's not that simple. You have to be very aware of the fact that you're going to have to pay this money back. So people that are going to private institutions and all this stuff is really difficult. Like, you have to be very careful. You really do. They're lying, though. This student loan forgiveness that Biden's doing, it's not going to help with inflation. Just like the Inflation Act isn't going to help with inflation. You know what's going to help with inflation? Stop spending money you don't have. 2 negative GDPs is a recession. I'm sorry, recession. You're trying to deny reality, and you've been trying to do this. And now you're trying to criminalize some stuff President Trump did, and he's not there. Also, they failed with COVID horribly, telling people to put masks on, taking away basketball rims at parks, making it so we couldn't do things. And I'm talking about normal, everyday people. They closed all the parks down in the United States of America. They made it seem like if you didn't follow their strict, you have to get a COVID vaccine rule, you couldn't do anything. And COVID doesn't affect young people, and it doesn't affect people that don't have ailments. I'm telling you this. It doesn't. Look at the research, man. Look at it. Why are we lying about this stuff? Why are we acting like what I'm saying isn't real? Like, how does that help anybody? They're lying because they don't have anything anymore. It's just convenient to lie about these things because telling the truth is too difficult. Well, you failed with it. Now Dr. Fauci wants to retire. The fucking audacity of him. Clown face. Making up all this shit. And it wasn't just Dr. Fauci. It's the shitty NBA. It's all these sport organizations telling fans they can't go. Well, how the fuck are you going to pay for everything with the sport? Like, the NBA is a joke. And anybody that watches it is questionable. I'm going to say that. And while I'm someone that loves hockey, I love soccer, I like watching golf, I'm a sports girl. I live with a husband, and his family is very into sports, just like my own family. So coming from a background with a family that loves watching the Super Bowl, well, my dad loves watching baseball, my brothers love watching sports as well, match that together, so we're a sports family, right? But that's not what's happening here, okay? They're lying. All of them have lied about COVID. They've lied about everything. And it needs to end. And if it doesn't, I'm not sure what's next. You basically closed down the United States of America, told the majority of us we had to get COVID shots. If you worked like in a business that operates with people in it, you basically had to have a COVID shot to work there. Like the positions required proof of your COVID-19 vaccination. Okay, that was required because I had to show proof of mine. Why? Why is it a requirement for me to take some shit that could potentially make me sick? And now I'm left here wondering, like, how much do I know about the COVID vaccine that's already been administered into my body? Now, Skip, my husband, will say, I'm going to take the next booster, and I'm likely going to take the next booster. But do I actually need to take the next booster? I don't really know. I really don't understand anything about COVID like that. I want to, but seriously, what's next here? I don't know. They're lying to us in the United States and in other places too, but the United States was supposed to be different, and it's turning out to be the bad people they claim everybody else is. If anybody's Hitler here, it isn't Trump. And I'm sorry, I'd rather be on the side that's fighting for the United States of America and the Constitution than the outside. That's it. So I'm just going to say that. Moving on to the next part of our conversation, from the fact that politicians suck, which they do every day, not just Monday, but every day, let's get on to a better part of the conversation. Laughter is magnetic, which is what this podcast is titled. You know, when you laugh and you're in a good mood and you are happy, that kind of invites the same thing to find you. Life's too short, so I always try to enjoy my days and invite happiness and invite curiosity and energy and enthusiasm into every day, because nothing's promised. If anything, COVID did show me the importance of loving, laughter, and living. And I promised myself, with all the people I love that are not here anymore, or the journey I've been on my life, that I'm going to enjoy my life. As me and Skip prepare to become parents soon at some point, I want my children to be in an environment where they're loved and they're happy and they're not worried and they're living and they're enjoying their lives. And that's possible. So laughter is contagious. Happiness is contagious. Wonder is contagious. And knowing yes you can is contagious. I dare you, I encourage you, I inspire you to do that. Not just one day, but every day. Please inject happiness into everything you possibly can and become magnetic with your laughter. I love hearing people laugh. I love laughing. I love inspiring happiness. And if I can be a part of that, why not be? Happiness is contagious. It's magnetic. It's both of those in one. Putting the summer clothes away. Are we excited about putting the summer clothes away? I don't even really know when to put the summer clothes away. When exactly is fall? This is sad that I'm saying that, because guess what, dude? I live in New England, and I don't even know when summer ends. But I can tell you that it's all good. I can tell you everything will be fine. And I can tell you that I guess we should get out sweaters or something. Or I don't know. We'll be fine. One way or another. It's very weird, right? Like winter makes me feel like, or not winter, fall makes me feel like it's a little chillier, but it's still not like completely cold. Like we don't get into like the colder weather till like November. But I don't want to start thinking about snow. Me and Skip are trying to figure out where we're moving, and we're not having a fun time with that. But weather is concerning. And last year, like, I don't know, it just got cold really quickly. And I feel like that's going to happen all over again. So I don't know what's next here. But I guess we're going to find out. Maybe we should, like, start to get rid of the flip-flops at some point soon. We'll see what happens. But yep, it's time to start putting the summer clothes away, and it's time to start getting out the winter outfits. Closet confidence. What do I mean by that? There is a way to set your closet up so that you're not wondering what you need and what you don't need. It's important that you don't have a bunch of crap that's not necessary anymore, that you're never going to wear, that you just have. And you have to get rid of things that aren't appropriate. Like if you can't wear it to work and you can't wear it to church, why do you have it? Are you going out? Like, granted, you should have going out outfits, and you should have maybe hanging out outfits, and you should have I'm in the house and I'm chilling outfits. You should have outfits for any occasion, I guess. You never know when you're going to have to go to a wedding. You never know when you're going to have to go to a party. You never know when you're going to get invited somewhere special. You want to have special attire for that. But you also, you don't want to be stressed out about anything. So, closet comfort is organization in the closet. They have these little, like, closet organizers that you could use. I really think I need to get a closet organizer. I don't like the way the closet is set up currently, and I want to fix it. Now, I told Skip I want to consolidate the stuff that's in the closet on my side, just because I'm tired of looking at it. We have a walk-in closet, and I just have gotten completely out of hand with it. But it's all good. You have to figure out what makes you feel better for your closet. Not even just your bedroom closet, but the hall closet, the closet in the front of the house, your pantry. Things have to be organized so you know where everything is, so you're not just constantly running around all the time. Like, I don't have a lot of time for anything. I'm constantly on the go. On the weekends, I don't just sit in the house That's when I run around and I do errands because that's my free time. During the week, I'm running back and forth from work, grabbing dinner, making dinner, spending time with my husband and my pup. Those things, regular everyday things, man. And what's wrong with that? Nothing, right? Next part of our conversation, the empty market. And I'm not talking about Wall Street. I'm talking about the housing market. Every day, I get up and I look and see what's available where we live. I work in a little town. I mean, well, it's not little. I work in a town that has a city within it. And it's called the Center. And it's a very affluent place. It's very busy constantly. It's its own, like, part of New York City in the state that I live in, right? And it's difficult trying to find anything around it. There's nothing available right now. We have been looking for months. We have a specific price range we're trying to target, and it's just difficult. And it's frustrating, and I'm not sure how we're going to deal with this. I don't know. It's like, do we give up or do we keep looking? And if we're still looking, at what point are we moving? I thought we were going to be able to move in the summer, like, because as it starts to get colder, like, who wants to move in the fall? Like, it's frustrating. Like, are we going to be here a year longer? I'm not sure what's going to happen. But the market isn't getting better. And I know that the Biden administration will tell you one thing. CNBC will tell you another thing. All these people have their own variations, views, and opinions. But I'm telling you, that might not be real. I'm telling you that reality is, it's not okay. Look, honestly, I keep telling Skip this. We should have gotten something during COVID. We should have just done the stuff while it was COVID, and we would have been fine. We would have found something, it would have fit in our price range, and we should have done that during COVID. Now, on the outside of this, I don't know when we're going to find something. Like, I don't want to say this is stressful, but it's time consuming and it's just irritating. And I want to find positivity in this for others that are looking for property, but I don't know if there is any positivity in this. Like, it's not fun, man. Like, every day is different, and you just got to keep pushing and just hoping you find something. But then again, you have to deal with realtors, and the realtor we have, she's not great. And my husband is the kind of husband that, I don't know, he's just okay with dealing with people. Like, he doesn't kind of have maybe the observation that I do. Like, I work in the financial stratosphere. I'm more so seeing this every day, and this is not how you deal with customers that are looking for a house. So I'm not sure where we go from here, but I mean, I guess we're all in this together, right? The struggle of trying to find a house during the United States trying to get its shit together movement. Moving on to the next part of our conversation, is the Fed done? I don't think Jerome Powell is done. I don't think he can back off inflation, because inflation hasn't gone anywhere. I know that the Biden administration was to keep hypering on about the fact that the unemployment rate is so low, but is it actually that low? And inflation is at an all-time high. Like, the gas prices have already gone up to 4 something again. So where does this leave us, man? I don't know where this leaves us. Not in a great place. Like, are we going to continue to just lie about things and act like things are good because it's convenient? Are we going to act like the stock market is okay? Every other day, things are red, green, red, green, red, 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 green. That's not good, okay? That's not good. The Fed isn't done. Jerome Powell isn't done. He can see very clearly what's going on. People have spent way too much money. People got way too much from the COVID things, and it's all backfiring. That's what happened, okay? It backfired in a bad way. That's what happened. Yes. So be fully aware that Jerome isn't done. He's going to go to 100 points by December. Just saying. Moving on to the next part of our conversation, outside of the fact that who knows what's going on with the stock market, and you can clean your closet whenever you want to. Dark Winds, a very good show. It was a FX show that I really liked. I watched it with Skip. It was a short, had about 6 episodes, very good. Sometimes you don't need something to have 12. Sometimes 6 does it good. It's very good. I recommended it to my mom, and I'm recommending it to you. If you have access to FX, go watch it. Just saying. American Horror Story shorts. Me and Skip have caught up with that on Hulu. The American Horror Story season hasn't come out yet, but the shorts have, and they're pretty good. Some of them are better than others. The last 2 weren't as good as the first couple, but I guess we'll give the actual series a try. I'm not sure where they're going with the season. Manchester City has had a heck of a couple of games. They haven't lost one yet. Their last game I watched with Skip this past weekend, very good. We were definitely in the living room screaming and yelling and hoofing and doing all the noises that go along with it, and it was very enjoyable. We are Manchester City fans, and one day I'd like to live where Manchester City is, just so we can represent our favorite team and inspire our children to love their team. At some point, maybe that'll happen one day. We'll see what happens. We love Manchester City, though. Movies on Hallmark. Sometimes they're good, and sometimes they're like overdone. Like they make characters do a bunch of things, and it's like questionable, like where the story takes place or the actual story itself. That's where I have questions with it. But I like Hallmark, but sometimes I just feel like, really, what's next here? Blackbird. Wow. Another amazing short on Apple that you should watch if you have access to Apple Plus. It's very good, and I really did like it a lot. Surface. That's another show that looks pretty good that I want to give a try to. I just have all these shows I want to watch and not enough time to watch all of them in. Me and Skip watch movies on like the weekend when we have time and availability, and we try to, navigate our weeknights and our weekdays to try to go between movies and we try to utilize the time we best we can. So, we try to just get it done. That's all you can do. For All Mankind, that's on Amazon. I feel like I want to give that a try. Not Amazon, I'm sorry. That's on Apple. But I don't know. It's one of those space shows where it talks about, like, them going back in time and revisiting something. And I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe I'll try it. We'll see what happens. Might try Central Park. That looks like that's on there too. Maybe it looks good. Peacock Wonders. There's lots of movies on there. Lots of Kevin Bacon stuff on there. Might give that a try as well. Let's move on from Peacock to food with Veekstar. Thanks for tuning into the movie talk of Star Watch Talk, and let's get on to Veekstar. Some small local shops are better. Like, I really do see the difference in buying the majority of my food from a small market versus a bigger grocery store. Over the last year, I've transitioned from shopping in Stop and Shop to specifically Big Y and Halls. And honestly, between the two of those, I don't really want to go to a Stop and Shop. I don't really like Stop and Shop, so I'm good. Pass. Skip it. I I don't really like the big conglomerate stores. I more so like the smaller ones because I feel like they care more about their food and what's being provided, and that makes me feel better about what I'm eating or what we're consuming. And I like more family orientated things, and I feel like there's more of that in a market, and I feel like there's more care and love that goes into things at a market or like a grocer where there's not like 15,000 of them. That's concerning to me. So for me, I don't want that. Just saying. I like supporting small shows, and it's really fun and it's really cool. Is Golo good? I don't know. Like some of the commercials, the people are saying they lost 100 something pounds. Then other parts of the commercials, they're saying they lost 20 pounds. Like, I don't know. Honestly, if I have questions about my weight or I'm concerned about something, I feel like I'm just going to talk to the doctor instead of just trying things. Because I don't know how safe it is for you to just try something that you've never really, you don't really have a background on. I say talk to your doctor and see what's best for you. Like, because there might be like something that's more like conclusive than something else. Just saying. Um, a better alternative to carbs is just not having carbs. Cauliflower rice, seeking out different flavors, using vegetables as rices. Maybe you could chop up your broccoli into little smaller pieces to make it like a rice. Like you really have to like really get creative in things, and when you really get creative, you can figure it out. But carbohydrates is not good for you. You really got to limit the carbohydrates, and you got to find better alternatives to that because carbs turn into sugar and sugar is death and sugar is diabetes. And do you really want to be injecting yourself with that stuff? Sometimes it happens to us, but let's try to avoid that. Let's try to avoid taking medications for the rest of our life. High blood pressure, all these things that we don't want. Like, let's try to avoid that. Please, let's do our best and forget the rest. And because we want to live longer and stronger, right? So we have to do a better job. That's just it. Cooking should be fun. Cooking should be fun. We should be cooking things that aren't taking 5 years to cook, and we should also be cooking things that are fun to cook together, either by yourself or with someone else. So I say, go for it. Next part of our conversation, air fryer fun. You want to be putting things on the air fryer that aren't going to take like 5,000 years to cook. That's what I could tell you. That's what I could tell you. Like chicken, vegetables, simple things, roast beef, things that aren't going to take forever that you're just putting in there to get some flavor on it and you're just making it easier. That's what this is for. Just saying. Moving on to the next part of our conversation. Don't forget you're a star wherever you are, and if you want to clean your closet, you can do it in a way that makes you feel important. There's so many things to watch. Get Apple Plus out, get On Demand going, and enjoy your day. I will see you tomorrow on Tuesday. Thank you for tuning into this Monday pod of Born to Be a Star. And don't forget you're a star wherever you are. Why don't you make your laughter contagious and enjoy your Monday and even enjoy your Tuesday and your Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and your Saturday too. I'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday, and thank you for tuning into the Monday pod of Born to Be a Star. Bye.